before we're even live. Come on now.
Take two.
That's what I'm talking about. Now we can welcome to the morning spike. I'm like, what the hell? Let's go 3 minutes. We're going to go over AFC West, kind of go through predictions, analysis, breakdown for the team. It's a lot of fun. It's not going to be the longest show because we kind of was run through the teams. We're not going to give you in-depth everything, but we will give you an idea where that you should be drafting the players. Who could be winning this the division? It's going to be a lot of fun. So I love these type of shows because we kind of really get to understand what the league is going into the season, which is right around the corner because training camp has already started for a couple of teams and will be starting for everybody else like next week. So it's crazy. Dude, you realize in 3 weeks we're going to have like preseason football, right?
Yeah.
Hall of Fame game.
I'm excited.
That's actually 2 weeks away, I think.
It is 2 weeks away now. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Man, that is crazy.
It is crazy. I get to do
watch absolutely nobody play football.
Right? And then I get to do my annual preseason prediction winners where every week we just predict who's going to win, who's going to be the champion of preseason. It's going to mean absolutely nothing, but it's fun.
Does that mean your team is good or bad if you won the preseason?
I don't know. Ask the Ravens.
I think if you win in preseason, it means your team's deep.
That makes sense. Or you play your starters and your team just sucks.
I mean, or you're playing your starters till like fourth quarter.
You know,
and the other team pulled them at half. You know, oh look, they scored 40 points in the third quarter.
I think it's probably more of a testament to like coaching than it is player wise for your team. Oh, so our coaching staff actually is pretty good at their job because they're taking a bunch of backups and whatnot, and they're constructing a roster. So I think coaching wise, it's more important than the player wise for what we'll see.
Okay. I think it also matters for rookies, especially when you have rookie quarterbacks start starting. First time in the NFL, they kind of get to go through the game day, understand what the situations are, and being dressed and going through that really helps you overall, in my opinion.
Hey, for some people, see me I shouldn't see all year.
Yeah, that's true, unfortunately. Let's look at the comments before we get started. It says, all right, everybody, except for the Raiders, going to be good. There's your breakdown next division.
Damn. Well, we got surprised.
I don't think the Raiders will necessarily be good, but I think they'll be better.
I think so, too. I think they're going to win more games than you expect Kirk Cousins doesn't just lose games like that. Like he.
I think this would be a good year to have Genty.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's not going to be the only running back, and the offensive line is 10 times improved from last year. And with a rookie quarterback.
Anthony said Denver winning and Kirk starting the season next division. Okay.
God. Y'all just don't want this division. It's crazy.
I predict about the NFL.
Yes. Nice profile.
Duarte says, good morning, guys.
Duarte.
Hey, buddy.
And then mid versus trash in the Hall of Fame game.
Hey, sometimes you don't even get up to mid, okay?
Usually it's trash versus trash, but it's all right, you know. Sometimes you get breakout stars that start in these opening weeks of the Hall of Fame, and you get unbelievable touchdowns by players that you didn't know they were good, and then we get someone like Puka.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, that's how it happens all the time. 50-round picks end up being one of the best wide receivers in the game. Who knew?
Right. Who knew?
Yeah. Hey, Christian, how you feeling?
Hey, Christian.
Welcome on. So we'll go through the news real quick. I don't know if you guys heard about Saquon Barkley and his family that were robbed.
Yeah.
It was an attempted burglary. Everyone was safe, but just still. Man, this world sometimes just never ceases to shock me.
No, it does not. I mean, they say a break-in happens, like every 60 seconds in the U.S.? It's crazy to think about.
How shocked would you be there and see Saquon standing there? Like,
but I bet, big fan. Can you autograph this thing that I'm stealing from you real quick? Just real quick.
Derby says, I mean, Alec, typical Philly fan, right?
Hey, there's no fan in there, just typical Philly. Which, you know what? Besides South Philly, you might have an argument there.
Okay. So we also know Alvin Kamara reworked his deal. We talked about it in the AFC South. He reworked his deal to stay with the Saints, which kind of shaped the way we see the Saints. The Saints in Vegas are second in the division, or ranked to be second in the division, and they think they're going from worst to first is a 1 to, I think it's 20-1 odds, which sounds like a deep odds, but it's not really deep odds.
Oh, I mean, they're the division to do it. So.
100%.
Exactly.
The worst division in football.
I mean, what? The team that won that division last year won 8 games? 8 games. And they won, what, 4 games last year?
Man.
Yep.
So you're like, oh, we just got to win 4 more games than we did last year. We'll be right in the figure.
What is it with South teams that are just bad in the NFL as of recently?
I don't think the AFC South is that bad. I think could the Texans win the Super Bowl? Yeah, I could see them with that defense, and if they just do regular things with David Montgomery, I could see the Texans be there.
I mean, the NFC South to me was, I think it was coaching, really. I think Tampa Bay has a team that should be winning 10 games.
I
have them chosen for 12.
Falcons have a team that should probably be winning at least 10 games.
No, the Falcons they're not going to win or anything. Watch.
I mean, you got the Panthers. They added to the receiving core. They take a step forward,
but they needed a lot of help.
So this is what Vegas says about the NFC South. Just so you guys know, they have Tampa Bay winning. They have the Saints coming in second. They have the Falcons coming in third, and the Carolina Panthers coming in fourth.
Okay.
With only 6 wins.
Okay.
In the Buccaneers,
Vegas knows something we don't.
So Buccaneers were at 11.5, and the Panthers were at 6.
Okay.
So, all right. Now we look at the AFC, right? So first,
AFC West.
Let's start with the Raiders.
Raiders
have a lot of drafting. So they got Fernando Mendoza, number overall from Indiana, quarterback. Then they got Traden Stukes, which I thought was a great pick. I think he's a first-round talent. Safety out of Arizona. They got K'Ron Crawford, edge out of Auburn, who's very talented in the 3rd round. They also got Trey Zunn. I thought he was the second best center in the draft, and they got him from Texas A&M, who's played, understands what they're trying to do with the offense.
They signed the best center in football.
I know. They still
got
grab
depth, I
him.
guess. Yeah, got depth.
But you think when you draft a quarterback, a lot of teams do want to draft a safety. I'm saying a center to go with them and grow as they go.
Really, just any lineman, especially left tackle.
You got the second best center, and he gets to learn under the best center in the NFL.
Yep, this is what you do, and you just hope that you always have someone right in front of Mendoza going forward. Then they went Jermod McCoy, Mike Washington Jr., Dalton Johnson, Ezekiel Massis, and Malik Benson. Oh, and Brandon Cleveland. They just had a lot of picks.
They did,
and they could have had more.
And they so their draft grade is pretty much an A-. Everyone kind of likes what they did. They had a lot of people that they traded. They did a lot of moves and wheeling and dealing. They held on to Max Crosby, even though they tried to trade him away. He's still there. He's like the cat that came back.
Well, they didn't hold on to him. They were giving him back. That's how much better their draft could have been if that trade went through. A second first round there.
I'm still surprised that he's still on the team. Honestly, I thought that someone would come and grab him, but is how it is.
I think it needs to rehab the knee a little bit.
Show that he's healthy.
I don't think they want the next physical to show the knee being as messed up as this last one. I guess that's my opinion.
Okay. Then Mark, we'll start with you. What's your opinion overall of the Las Vegas Raiders and what they're going to do this year?
Oh, I think they are going in the right direction. I think they'll be much improved from last year. I like you didn't even mention it, but I like what they did with their head coach. I think that was the biggest issue last year is I don't know if Pete Carroll just didn't have it in him anymore or what happened. But then you bring in Chip Kelly as your offensive coordinator who doesn't even know his own playbook. Like, how do you expect Geno Smith to do anything if your own offensive coordinator doesn't know your playbook?
Yeah, that's huge.
Like, it's such a disruption. So I think they'll be better organized. I think the roster is better. I don't think they're going to go crazy. They're not going to win double digits for sure.
I hope Mendoza fails miserably worse than Ryan Leaf.
Man,
that's harsh.
You Steeler fans really just don't like the Raiders, huh? Yeah. So sorry.
That's bad.
Golly.
Why do they hate on Mendoza? I mean, he's goofy as all hell, but like he's in my opinion, he's good. I watched him play football this past season in Indiana. He was good, especially when it mattered most.
He said, "I'm an Ohio State fan." So what does that have to do with Indiana?
Yeah, you should be mad at Miami for beating you. You shouldn't be. What?
Well, they did beat Ohio State.
Yeah, but it's 1 year. Like, why are you worried about this? Like, what you can't just go around hating everybody,
right? Well, I mean,
like you can hate.
That being said, I think they're in the 6 to 7 wins this year.
Okay, 6 to 7 wins.
6.5. We'll put them in.
All right, so we got Mark saying 6.5. Alec, what you got?
For me, I'm gonna put them probably closer to 5 wins. I think if Mac's still there, that's a good thing. I think Mendoza, I'm not as high on him. I really want to see what he looks like as starter, but he's not even starting. Kirk is starting. So I just want to see how Mendoza does at an NFL level. So I'm not too – I mean, I think they drafted well, but I still think that they still got some work ahead. And, again, just figure out that offense. I do think Genty, though, is going to be a star and a rock star for that team for years to come. And they're going to rely on the run heavily, I feel like. Oh, and passing to Brock Bowers. So that's probably about it. Those 1-2 punch and then a few passes for Trey Tucker or Naylor. 1 to 2. So, yeah, 5 wins.
Okay.
But, I mean, you look at what Kubiak did with Darnold.
What up, Bonzo?
Pretty sure he could do that easily with Cousins. And then I think Mendoza's better than Darnold. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, when I look at the Raiders, I think that they have one of the hardest schedules this season. And when you have a young team with a hard schedule, even and a young coach, Clint Kubiak coming in, it's good that you have an older quarterback that's going to be able to stabilize and settle things. I believe the Raiders probably be 4th in the division, but I'm probably going to go a little bit more wins. I'm going to go with 6 wins. I think that they could do about 6.
When does Cole start selling Raiders jerseys?
Yeah, when they both the first and the young quarterback come in endorsing Coles, like
right. I think Kirk Cousins already endorsed Coles. Okay. He's Mr. Coles.
But even me saying 6 wins, that's doubling their output from last year because they're 3-14. So I mean, yeah, go 6 and
well, by that
11,
math, next
works.
year they're going to win 12.
Oh, no.
Hey, if they could get a JSN-esque receiver, either in the draft or it could happen.
Biggest thing that you get, when Ashton Genty is you have a quarterback back there that could take advantage of boxes that when you have 8-man boxes going against you.
Mm-hmm.
They can no longer go 8-man box because Kirk Cousins will pick them apart. I don't know if they have total elite talent on the outside all the time, but they have probably if not the best, the second best tight end in the game. So it's going to work out well for them. I mean, you won't get a lot of passes. I think anyone who has Brock Bowers is going to have a lot of points coming your way, especially at tight end. But yeah, I think this is a good, but 6 games, it's about where I am. Okay. All right, let's look what you guys are saying. So Big Four, this isn't a hate DC hour. Hey, he don't hate on DC. I talk about his hate all the time, but he don't hate on DC. Raiders really built the multi-billion-dollar BS stadium for just 6 win games. That's okay, but you have to build somewhere. I think you have to get to where you're trying to get to. And if that Max Crosby trade did go through, they will be really sitting pretty.
They built that stadium to host the Super Bowl. Okay.
And they're going to do it every other year. Watch.
Yep.
I mean, it's a nice stadium. I've been there. It's a really nice stadium.
I haven't been in it, but I've been around it.
Yeah,
it's the Browns about to do the same thing on the 4-13. We'll see when we get to that. You just hate stuff right now. But yeah, no, I think that it's okay. Yeah, you think I don't talk football? He does. He knows American football very well. He does.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a Steelers fan. But all right, so that's what we got for the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's go to the old faithful Kansas City Chiefs. Okay.
Chopping block.
So they went and got Mansour Delane, first round 6 overall pick, which I still believe was a very much of a reach. No matter what you say out of LSU, I think he might be a good guy, but to get him at 6 is crazy. Okay.
Have you seen that roster? They need as many good guys as they can get.
Yeah, 100% right.
But
they didn't have any quarterbacks there at all.
I know.
They could have traded down. Could have traded back 3 spots and got the same guy. That's all my problem. I gotta understand.
No, I'm telling you, they traded up to get somebody that the Giants ended up getting right before.
Probably
traded with the Browns.
Yeah, probably. That makes sense.
And then because they'd already pulled the trigger on the trade, they were like, crap, plan B.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
I honestly think they were trying to get Arbel Reese.
Well, of course they were, because that makes more sense for them. That would be more impactful. I mean, cornerback, it works, but in rush really changes it. So if you have decent cornerbacks, and you get pressure on the quarterback, it works better. It just really does. But so that's why we came back in the first round. Pick 29, they got Peter Woods, defensive tackle out of Clemson. I'm not sure that really helped your pass rush, but we'll see. Then in the second round, they went with R. Mason Thomas out of Oklahoma, who I like, but still don't know how much it's going to help with your pass rush. Then they went Jaden Kennedy, cornerback out of Oregon in the 4th round. Emmett Johnson from running back out of Nebraska in the 5th. Cyrus Allen, wide receiver out of Cincinnati in the 5th also. And Garrett Nussmeier, a quarterback out of LSU, got drafted 249 right before it all ended, got picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think about what they've done in the offseason, guys? Mark, you go first.
I went first last time, but that's fine.
Get used to it.
Well, I don't think Rashee Rice is doing him any favors. I don't know why. Just 30 days. That's all you have to do. Just not be in trouble. But no, doesn't show up to his court date. And he had surgery, but I think he'll be fine. They welcomed him back with balloons, so he should be good. I think the biggest thing for them is when is Patrick Mahomes going to be healthy?
He is actually working to try to go week 1. I think he comes in week 4.
I think he comes in week 4 too. But that being said, they did get Fields, and maybe with Andy Reid, he might not be. He doesn't even have to be amazing. He just has to, manage the game, not turn the ball over. And I think that defense is good enough to keep him in games still.
Run the ball with K9. Just be all.
Yep. Oh, yeah. K9, yeah. And their other rookie running back that they got.
Mm-hmm.
So I like what they did this offseason. I mean, still yet another, and then still looming out there could possibly sign with them is Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So where are your win prediction for him?
10.5.
10.5. Okay. All right, Alec, go ahead with your
Vegas.
Your analysis.
All right, so a lot of reports saying that he will be back week 1. I have him more projected to come back week 2 or week 3, given the severity of the injury. With Mahomes on your team, you can never really count out the Chiefs, even though I do actually agree with Anthony. I do think they're more in a rebuilding year. But as long as you have Mahomes, you can always have a chance to make the playoffs. And I think because of that, a lot of people, and probably Vegas as well, probably going to have the Chiefs somewhere ranked high. I could see them winning anywhere from 11 to 12 wins. Truthfully, I think it's the Broncos division to lose. They just shoot themselves in the foot, and that's how they would lose it to the Chiefs. But I think if the Chiefs were to win that division, they would have to win about 12 games realistically to take that division from the Broncos, because that defense is immaculate for the Broncos. So I will say that I'll go, if he goes 10.5, I'll go 11.5.
I'm going 11.
Ryan's not doing
that. I already know what I have my written down. It's like
I raised the flag.
I want 11. And the reason for me is just I think K9 and Patrick Mahomes being in that backfield is going to be huge. The fact that once again another guy that you won't be able to load box on. You will not ever. Would you ever put an 8-man box with Patrick Mahomes being the quarterback? No. So it doesn't even matter. Like I feel like the ghost of Travis Kelce is going to have a decent last hurrah. I think they will sign another wide receiver, especially because they just feel like they can't depend on Rashee Rice. I think going into the year, we're going to see someone just somehow Patrick Mahomes is going to will this team to 11 wins. I think they'll be the first team, the number 5 seed in the division in the seeding, but they could beat these Chargers or Broncos. They're both going to be good, and I could see 3 teams out of this division make the playoffs, which is going to be really interesting.
If they beat the Broncos for the division, where would you have them be? Do you think that they'd be the 3rd seed or something like that?
If they do beat the Broncos, they'd be 3. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking too.
But it almost what's better. I'm not sure. Is it better to win the division or not win the division, and depending on who you're going to play? And you're going to have to see that, because I think these 3 teams are still going to be within 1.5 games. Okay, let's see what you guys got going. Derpy says Chiefs 10-7. Okay. Right around it. Okay, you got 6-11 for the Raiders. This is where I have too. Chiefs over 8.5 for Anthony. Okay, I got you.
Wasn't from Mahomes, maybe.
Derpy has the Chargers at 11-6, and Broncos at 12-5. Okay,
that's fair.
He says Kelce is old as dirt though, and just got married to the Wicked Witch of the breakup albums. Yeah, and I hear what you're saying, but being married and sometimes focuses you, especially if you feel like this is your last year. This is it for you. So you go in, you go hard. This is my last chance, because if you win and do well this season, he's setting himself up for broadcast jobs.
Oh yeah, I mean he's already.
That's what he wants. I think he wants.
Yeah, no, he's so set.
Can't wait for the divorce album.
y'all stop being mean about it. Jeez, Derpy. Who pissed in your cheers this morning?
So Las Vegas 5+, KC 10+, Chargers 10+, Denver 12+. Okay, Duarte, that's not bad at all.
He's just getting it all out of the way now.
All right. Well, since we are talking about the Chargers, let's talk about them right now.
Go Chargers, go!
They had a mixed draft. I'm not so sure. And as we talk about it, we'll kind of go through what we really think. King Messidor out of Miami with a pick 22 in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where he needs to go. Pick 22 is probably where he deserves to go. I could see him going lower. I could have seen him at the back end of a little further down. The back end. Yeah, because they need more. Yeah, because you need to. I don't know. I guess why resign Khalil Mack then? I don't know. Whatever.
Mentor.
Jake Slaughter, who I had as the number one center in the entire draft, goes to the Chargers. Chargers getting an offensive line help. Yes.
Oh my God. Justin Herbert was popping champagne. Let me tell you.
They need depth and they need talent. So yeah, I'm gonna have no problem with that. Brendan Thompson, Mississippi State. Fourth round. This is a fourth round pick, so I don't know how much you really depend on that person right now. But I think the Chargers are okay at wide receiver. So adding some depth, whatever. You go best available. Travis Burke. Now, he's interesting. Offensive tackle. He has real interesting skills. I believe he played for FIU, right? No, he played because he's Memphis, right?
Mm.
I can't remember where he played. He played somewhere else, and then went to Memphis. And he's a specimen. You know, he can run. He's tall. He has long arms. Can he develop into anything? I don't know. But when you have a team that is always decimated, who cares?
That's what I said. He'll definitely probably get some time. We'll see.
Someone be hurt. You know. Yeah, Genesis Smith.
Slater hasn't played more than 5 games his entire career. I don't think at this point.
Can you imagine how much we always wanted Slater? Like, and then he's always hurt.
Oh, I know.
Like, Joe Alt was hurt so much too. I mean, that was the best offensive tackle for a long time. So I don't know.
Well, remember when they drafted Joe Alt and we're like, holy crap, Slater on the left, they're set. And it's like, I don't think they played 2 games together. And they've been there for 2 years.
The fourth round, they went and got Genesis Smith, safety out of Arizona. Then Nick Barrett, defensive tackle out of South Carolina. Logan Taylor, guard out of Boston College. And Alex Harkey, guard out of Oregon. Why? Because they decided we need backups at every position. We have to see what's going on.
I think Justin Herbert was in charge of the draft.
And he's like, I don't need wide receivers, just line.
Okay, get some offensive linemen. Okay, we'll get offensive linemen.
What do you guys think about their moves? What do you think about what they did in the offseason? What do you think is going to happen from this Chargers? Mark, you got to start.
I was going to say, Mark, go first. I think they did what they had to do. I think if you look at how the last couple seasons have gone, towards the end of the season, it's just Justin Herbert running for his life.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter how good you are. If you're constantly running for your life, it's not going to work out. So right. I like what they did. And like you said, I think they're pretty good at wide receiver. They need one of them to step up to be the number one, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they're going to be in that same situation Green Bay's in every year, where it's like, who's the number one receiver?
Number twos.
Who's the number one receiver? Oh, we got a bunch of number twos. Who's going to be that number one? But they also brought in, and you didn't mention it, and I think I like the move. I know they already have somebody there, but I think he'll end up being the number one tight end by the end of the season, and that's David Njoku.
Ronnie Gadsden had a great year.
Mm-hmm. But
another red zone target, though.
Well, I think it's
double tight end set. Both
it's 12 personnel. That's what it is. It's because you're looking for 12 personnel. For teams right now, this is the best thing that they can do is have us 2 tight ends that can go out there and run and bounce and do all the stuff you need to go do. Because you need a U. But you can use a U because Njoku can do Y and U type of tight end stuff. And we saw Gadsden go in the F position a lot too, so they can go 12 personnel with a hardball guy, right? Who loves to smash people in the mouth, and you have a good running back to go along with it. I think this makes perfect sense.
Never running a double tight end set and still having 4 people you can throw the ball to. 5 if you include the running back.
100%. I love it.
And then they got what 3+ people out there who was 6'4" or taller.
Yes, exactly. True.
Because
and he got Ladd, who all he does is catch balls. That's all he does.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, I agree. All that stuff.
QJ's 6'4". Joku. How tall is Gadsden? I feel like he's tall.
I believe he's 6'3.5".
Is he 6'3"? Okay. I couldn't
6'3",
tell. I know that's like the new prototypical height.
Oh, he's 6'5". He's 6'5".
Oh, see, I knew
He's
I figured he was
Big
tall.
boy, big target.
So I mean, so what do you think for the wins?
I'm gonna go 10.
I like it. Alec, your turn.
All right. So I think, they have of that draft, and I still think that to this day, I still think that Hampton's still the best back out of that draft. That's still my opinion. I really like Hampton. And I think that 12 personnel is exactly why David Njoku's there. My only hesitant as far as fantasy is concerned with the tight ends is that we saw last year or 2 years ago with Will Disley. They used him a lot in that same role they used Gadsden, and then fell off the following year to now Gadsden. I'm a little bit worried about their tight end room as far as fantasy is concerned. Outside of that, though, as a team, though, you got what I think is one of the best running backs. You've got Justin Herbert, who I think is the third best quarterback in that whole division, but I think that Justin Herbert has such
It's
a
not saying anything bad.
It's not saying anything bad because
He could be the third best.
It's a really good
still
division.
be in the top 10.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
it's
plus no other quarterback outside of prime Russell Wilson back when Seahawks had that atrocious O-line for pretty much his entire extent there, can do, or at least feel like what they can do, what Justin Herbert can do, because they've been having like one of the worst ranked offensive lines for years now, and he still is dodging and weaving. So I think if he has a really good O-line, they could be a team that would be actually really scary, I think, in the West. Also, Junior, I'm not sure what they're going to do with Junior. I'm talking about their linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
They need to figure out what they're going to do with him because it was a perfect scenario. You go where your head coach was. You know that their linebacker room isn't really that, amazing, really. I mean, Henley's the only guy.
Henley's the one. Henley's literally playing the same position as Julian Colson.
Yeah, but the thing is that he could beat out who's the other linebacker? It's Daryl
Denzel Perriman.
Denzel. Yeah, Perriman.
Perriman is probably going to start too, man. I don't know.
See, I think Junior, if he can stay healthy and if he can just prove why he should be that guy, this would have to be the year. Otherwise, I'd be completely out of him from a dynasty perspective. But because Henley didn't do much last year, he didn't. So their defense does worry me, which has always been my worry about them. But I think for this team, it could really go either way. They'll either just barely miss the playoffs at like 9 wins, or they could be right there in the playoffs, right around the 6th seed at 11-6. They really could go between 9 to 11 wins. It really just depends on who shows up on what day. But I guess I'll pick 11 wins because I'd like to see him in the playoffs and actually see Herbert actually win a playoff game for once.
I think the team who wins this division is the one who wins the most division games.
I think it could come down to someone like that where they'll all win 11 or 10 games or 12, But anyways, that's where I have them.
All right. So if the line stays healthy and you have Slater there and Joe Alt's there, with Hampton doing what he can do and Vidal being behind him, with Mike McDaniel taking over as offensive coordinator, and you having Jim Harbaugh, and Jim Harbaugh being there, Mike McDaniel being able to play with a quarterback who Justin Herbert, I think talent-wise, is the top 7 talent in the entire NFL. Like he literally could make any throw. I don't know. Somehow he doesn't win the big game. He has that same big game problem.
On this trajectory, is he going to be comparable to Phillip Rivers?
He is.
He will.
I can throw up those monster stats. Everyone thinks I'm a top 5 quarterback every year, but I never
can't win.
Literally, he's the AFC version of like Dak Prescott. Does amazing regular season stats.
Prescott's been doing it for a lot longer. He's still too young to show that. Yeah. I feel, but the whole Phillip Rivers, that fits
Chargers
too well.
I guess. Yeah. The Chargers too.
It's just what it is. And But with that all being said, Mike McDaniel for me, I think is the reason why I'm going to go 11.5 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Almost won 11.5. I was like, I'm not going to go half this time.
I think they're a half a game better than the Kansas City Chiefs. But can I see them win the division? I can. I think their defense is a lot better than Alec does. I actually like their the pressure they can put on the quarterback. I think they have guys that can play hard against the run, and they have a great system. And Jim Harbaugh is just a tough-nosed, hard-nosed guy. I think they're built for playoff success. Any team this season in playoffs is not going to want to deal with them, right? So, but you have to get there. You know, but I believe Omari Hampton's going to take that next step. I think we're going to see him with 1,200 yards this year. The question is Ladd McConkey strong enough to be that number one receiver, or do you just have all number twos? If you don't have number one,
it might be QJ that takes nurse.
Taking the next step.
QJ.
The only reason I brought him back was because Mike McDaniels. So I was like, I'm going to give him 1 year with Mike McDaniels.
He just can't catch.
Yeah, that's the thing. Although he did do better last year, I was pleasantly surprised.
He did.
He's improving.
2 years ago, Harbaugh's first year, he did better.
That's true.
He started off hot last year and then disappeared at the end.
This is what he does.
What is going on?
But I'm interested to see what they do. I think they win. I think it's one of the better divisions in the AFC. All together, you know, these teams are all going to be much better than they were the year before. But now we got to talk about probably everyone thinks it's like the cream of the crop, the Denver Broncos. Now,
Mile High City
rises to the top.
Here's the thing with them. They didn't have a first or second round pick. So when you look at their draft analysis, they probably did the worst in the draft out of everyone in this division. A division that was already close last year. They got Tyler Oniendem from he's A&M. He's Texas A&M. And then Jonah Coleman, I got to read that. He's running back out of Washington. And then Casey, Boise State. Justin Jolly, tight end out of North Carolina State. Miles Scott, safety out of Illinois. I remember seeing him play a lot. Dalen Bentley, tight end out of Utah. And Red Murdoch, linebacker of Buffalo. I think this draft is one of those that you're looking, it's lacking any high-end selection, nothing big real estate. I'm not in love with what they did. I think what they have to rely on is last year's draft and then just having another year working together.
When you look at their draft, though, do you think they did well with what they had? Because like you said, they didn't have first or second round pick. So it's not like you could expect much from them.
But that's what they just kind of filled in gaps. They just went with need instead of trying to go best available, because you don't need best available because no one's going to has any idea when you're picking. Was it the top one was 66 and then the next one's 108?
They're going to be. Did they get rid of their first because of Waddle, or was that after?
I know Waddle's reason is a reason.
Okay, I couldn't remember if they traded for him. I couldn't remember if they traded for him before or after the draft.
Yeah, before the draft.
Okay, so that was why they didn't have picks. So I was trying to figure out why they didn't have picks because I was like so confused. But then I remember they traded for Waddle.
And they traded up for Bo Nix, right?
No. Yes.
Yeah. He traded up.
Yes, they did. They jumped They jumped the Raiders. Yep.
I think it was like a second round pick or something like that, and that's why they don't have a first and a second. But yeah, what do you guys think, Mark? You start with you about what the Broncos did.
Like I said, I think they went all in for help for Bo Nix by getting Waddle. I think they looked at the draft and they were like, by the time we pick, Waddle's probably better. Which he probably is, because now you have
Waddle and
Sutton on one side, and then you got the speedster Waddle on the others.
And Franklin was good too, man.
So I mean, receiving core is strong. Is JK coming back healthy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I mean, running back room should be good with RJ and JK. I just realized they have two running backs with two letters as their names. RJ and JK.
I wouldn't be surprised if JK splits more time and
I think so.
And we see Coleman also get opportunity. And depends on what RJ does in between the tackle, because he wasn't doing really well between the tackle.
That's what I'm saying. RJ didn't seem like, I think he still needs a little bit of time to get accustomed, I guess, because like you said, when he did get the shot, he did struggle, especially in between the tackles. I think the defense is going to be stout again. And again, just like with the Chiefs, I know his was just like a minor ankle surgery, but is
Bo Nix coming back.
Bo Nix going to be healthy week 1? Probably should be, I think.
Yeah, he's slated to be healthy week 1. It's not guaranteed yet. But he's slated to be, because Bo Nix, technically, I think they would have figured out a way for him to play.
I'm sure. But is the rift between him and Sean Payton fixed?
That's a good question too,
because that did not end well last year.
That's a good question. I mean, Bo Nix still had great years. I mean, great numbers. When you look at 39, 100 yards, and was it 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's not. I don't think he's a great top end guy, but I think he's a win with guy, because he's never going to bring your quarterback play below like 15. That's. Right now, fantasy ranking out, we were talking about this. He is ranked between 13 and 15 right now. And fantasy-wise, I think it makes sense. I think that he has a lot more talent around him. Alec, I know you can love him all you want, but that's just for you.
In the end, I'm going to also say for the Broncos, 11.5. And whoever wins the matchups between the Chiefs and the Broncos is who's going to win the division.
I like it. Okay. Go ahead. Talk about your Bo Nix love.
Sure. You got your Lamar Jackson love, and I've got my Bo Nix love. So Bo Nix,
MVP, regular dude,
only shows up in the regular season. Anyways, so Bo Nix, I mean, I think he's the second best quarterback in that whole division. Obviously, Mahomes has got to be number 1. Bo Nix, as a starter, has 24-10 win-loss record in the regular season. He's 1-1 in the playoffs. He would most likely be 2-1 in the playoffs. He actually got a chance to play that championship game, but we know that he can help take the Broncos to a championship game. Question is, can he win those big games? Well, we'll have to see if they can this year. I agree with everything that Mark was saying about their wide receiver core got better. I think Waddle really does make it a difference maker. I think having Sutton and Waddle, it's kind of like having a 1A, 1B situation. Although I do think Waddle is the better wide receiver. I liked him coming out of college when he did. So J.K. Dobbins, I'm sure he'll be great for like the 7 weeks that he's healthy before he gets hurt again. Just is what happens to that man. I think Bo Nix will
healthy.
Yes. When he's healthy, you start him. I think Bo Nix as well, also because he's also dual threat, because he can run the ball. I think that does make a difference in today's NFL as well. I think that defense is absolutely I think it's the most, me personally, I like their defense the most in the AFC. I think that they're well coached. I think, they have arguably the best, if not the best corner in Pat Surtain in the NFL. I think that their line is also just causing havoc everywhere it goes. One of the best defensive lines in all of football. I mean, their linebacker core also isn't bad either. Alex Singleton is just a tackling machine. All in all, this team has the pieces now. And I know that we say this every year about one particular team that always seems to get all these pieces and they underperform. And I'm scared if the Broncos do underperform, then they do lose the division to the Chiefs. I think that can be a possibility. But I would have them winning anywhere from 12 to 13 games. I think that they will be fighting the Bills to try to get the first overall seed. I truly do believe that. I think this team looks on paper like a first seed team. Will they play like it? That's to be determined. And as long as Bo Nix is healthy in the playoffs, I really want to see if he can take them to a chip, because I think that they're about as close to a championship team in the AFC that I can think of. I think that they can make it to the AFC championship.
If Bo Nix had played, the Broncos would have been in the championship.
Correct. That's how I feel. But I don't want to just say, oh, well, they would have guaranteed it. You don't know. You don't know for sure. But I feel like he could. So I think out of every AFC team, I think to me personally, they have the best shot to make it to a championship game, if not the Super Bowl. That's how I feel about them.
Okay. I think they have a great defense. I think Patrick Surtain is the best player on the team, and I don't think it's close. I don't think we're talking about Bo Nix, we're talking about J.K. Dobbins, we're talking about, Waddle or Sutton. I think Patrick Surtain is better at what he does.
Apple did not fall far from the tree on that one.
Exactly. There's no question why they're great. It's because that.
Great. Well, I'm sure he grew up playing corner. So.
Here's my thing. They won 7 games in one score games. 7. It's hard to replicate that. I think this team could be better and have a worse overall record. A stronger team, but not be able to win 14 games.
I was going to say, in order to have a better record, they can only lose like 1 or 2 games.
I'm going to go surprising. I'm probably going to put them at 10.5. I have them third.
Why is it when I go half, you go full, and then when I go full, you go half?
There's only one choice. If half or full.
Mind game for me.
But I think I actually have them going third in this division, which is crazy because I think they're one of the more talented teams.
Yeah, but first to third could be a difference of like a game.
It is a game. It literally is a game.
Yeah, these two teams with the same record, but they have a better division record, and they're just down by 1.
It's literally half a game from one game is from first to third. And I think it's only because I think it's real difficult to continue to win one score game. The same thing I said about the Bears, and can you replicate what you did? I don't know if you can. I think it's very difficult, and teams are going to have, we saw with Minnesota, you go 14-3 in the next year, you go 9-7, only because you can't do that same thing. It's just hard winning those games, those close games again.
Well,
yeah. No, 100%. No, there's always going to be reasons. The reasons could be it's mile high. It could be that Jalen Waddle is not healthy. It could be anything, But I'm just saying, when it's that close in the division, I just feel like I'm going to put them third, 10.5. Still saying if they won 12, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, this is a travesty. Like, no, I feel like it's hard to replicate what they did. I think it's easier for the Chargers to do what they do because of the way they play the game. Run the ball, big offensive line. If everyone's healthy, this is what it is. I have a quarterback who's shown me year after year after year that he can be that guy, but then you don't have to rely on him at the end. You can run the ball, you can play defense. I think the Broncos, I don't know if I believe in Bo Nix. I think that's what it is. I think at the end of the day, I don't believe in Bo Nix.
You don't believe?
Yeah.
Okay, Mark.
But if he does it this year,
leave those to me, okay?
I would totally change my tune. I would definitely say, okay, but he has to do it another year for me, which I think is fair.
That's actually a wrestling thing. But
when people when people say the same thing about Justin Fields or Drake May, I say, yeah, I agree. But I think you need to do it, Drake, or I think you have to do it in 2 years because then you can have that mediocre fall, and then you could be a backup somewhere because you can't replicate that stuff. So I want to see what Bo Nix is. I want to make sure that he stays healthy.
Hey,
he
2 years
has not done his career.
So.
I was gonna say, that's the thing. He has made the playoffs, and I think his win-loss record really does help with that. And his stats aren't bad either. That's the thing.
He also had a very easy schedule for the last year. This is going to be a much more difficult schedule, and I think the Kansas City Chiefs are coming up, and I think that takes a couple of wins. And then this is not like it's hard for me to say this because I don't feel like they're going to be a worse. I think they might be a better team and lose a couple of games. And then you don't want to play them in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I would say Broncos. I don't know why the Patriots are really in there, but Broncos for sure in the playoffs would be really rough to play against.
So would you rather face Bills and Chargers or regular season or Broncos and Patriots? So you have to choose between Bills and Chargers and Broncos and Patriots.
Oh,
I
guess Broncos and Patriots, because
I don't want to see Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Because all the teams are very similar. I don't want to see Josh Allen. I think he's a better quarterback than everybody else.
Mm.
And then Martin said, RJ Harvey, we're keeping still or trade now that Coleman was potentially given a role.
I don't know if he's going to be given the role.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That's why I normally like doing these like after training camp just to see.
I was going to let Brian answer this one because don't you have RJ?
Yeah, I have RJ Harvey. I have no problem, even though I do have him on the practice squad right now.
The taxi squad.
And I can see that, Anthony. I can see why.
Waddle going to have 1,000 yards, and Denver wins 12.
He could have 1,200.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's not
shocked me in the league.
Yeah. None of that would shock me.
No.
And then Martin, and then Anthony does make me laugh. Ain't great in the regular season player, the same as an MVP.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
yeah.
And then Martin, when he's healthy, you start.
Of course.
I had to get it in there for you, Martin. I had to get it in there.
How many yards do you think Jalen Waddle had last year?
900.
How many receptions do you think he had?
62.
Damn.
You're real close. You're real close.
I was going to guess 65.
You're really close.
I was going to guess like 65 and maybe like close to 950 yards.
So he had 64 and 910.
Damn.
Okay.
Let's go.
The year before.
Very good.
The year before, he had 58 receptions and 744 yards.
Mm-hmm.
But he missed time both years, though.
He missed 2 games, both years.
And also, you're talking about Tua. Concussion.
Tua was really accurate before. Remember,
he wasn't the number 1 receiver, though.
He also was not. But is he definitely going to be the number 1 receiver here?
I think he has a better shot here than he did.
So.
I don't know. I don't know. I think
Miami, they were the same receiver.
Way more than Suns.
Now they're 2 different receivers.
Faster. He's faster than Sutton, but Sutton also did it with him last year. He's already played with him. He's already done things. So we don't know what's going to happen from Jalen Waddle. I think it was a great trade. Don't get me wrong. But just assuming he's going to have 1,000 yards on a team that really does run the ball well, too.
Although
if he didn't miss 2 games last year, he probably hasn't.
I mean, if you look at Waddle's like
there's no Tyreek there.
At his targets on like where he gets the ball, I think he actually fits for the Broncos system a lot better. That's why I said that they're 1A and 1B on that team, because I think that they both can go over 1,000 yards. I could see Waddle getting 1,200 yards. I really think that that's possible because the way that they run or they do that offense, they don't really throw the ball deep because that is Bo Nix's one crux is deep ball accuracy. Yeah. Accuracy wise, it's not he can sling the rock when he wants to. They just got to let him.
He doesn't have a strong arm. He doesn't have a strong arm.
They just got to let him.
But he can hit deep outs, and that's what matters right now. If you can do the deep out, you could be a starting quarterback in the NFL. You don't have to be able to throw the ball 60 yards down the field. You need to be at that deep out and get it from point A to point B. He can do that.
He can do the air yards, but again, my biggest thing was always his accuracy. But again, with those 2 wide receivers, I think they'll be just fine. I think Evan Ingram has to have a bounce back year, or otherwise he's done. He just has to, So.
Okay. All right. Let's see what Martin said. Martin has, I feel like the Broncos could go 12, but I don't think they're going to have depth, especially if Bo goes down again. I don't think Bo will be 100%. We will get some 70% Bo.
It's very hard for really any team, if you lose your starting quarterback, for your team to still win a bunch of games. I mean, imagine if Stafford goes down for the Rams. I mean, how would that Rams team really look?
Ty Simpson's there. You don't
know. Yeah, but like
they did have the young guy there.
But like, we also
they're going to win
went through
9 games.
I was
going to say, so let's.
It was a joke.
No, but I think what they do, they'll go get one of the guys. There's always a guy, the free agent,
Rivers, buddy.
The Broncos still have Jared Stedham, and they got Sam Ellinger, so they'll be just fine. I don't know why.
So we all have 3 different teams. Well, Mark has, being the tie for the division.
Right.
You have it as the Broncos. I have it as the Chargers winning the division.
That is interesting that we all have that.
But it's because, yes, if any of those things happen, I'll be like, okay. There's nothing that we're saying that doesn't make perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. No, it's going to be a fun division. And like I said, I could see either 3 teams making it or just 2 making it, because every year we always see about 3 to 5 different teams make the playoffs, and usually there's also at least 2 that also win their division that either finished dead last the previous year or close to it. So, we'll just have to see what ends up happening. So, yeah.
No, I agree. I think that's a good analysis. I agree with all you guys, your points.
Broncos have Lil Jordan Humphrey. Just saying.
All right.
They also got Marvin Mims Jr., and he was serviceable too.
Well, but Sean Payton doesn't really like Marvin Mims Jr., is from what I've heard, which is sad.
He doesn't like his own
dude's
quarterback.
got so talented.
That's the problem I have with the Broncos. I think this is where it kind of stands from. I think what Sean Payton did to
Russell Wilson
was so wrong in so many different ways, and I just don't like him because of that. And I always was a Sean Payton fan. He's Eastern Illinois. He kept playing in Chicago. Also, always did. That really turned me off of him. And if I was a free agent, I would not want to play for a guy that would do that to anyone.
That's why they're in trade for.
You don't do that. To a possible Hall of Fame quarterback at the end of his career, you don't do that. And I have a very bad taste in my mouth because of it. And I think that's what bothers me the most about the Broncos, even though I have to acknowledge how good they are. And their defense is so good. And Patrick Surtain, if he's healthy, if you told me that's the number 1 team in the AFC, defense-wise, I wouldn't believe it was number 1. I definitely believe it was number 2. I think the Texas defense is the best defense in the conference at all by far. I think it's them by far. Like, I think they're way better than everyone else, and they have depth pieces. I think Broncos are right there, number 2, fighting for a great defense too. But I think this will be really interesting to see. All right, okay, you guys got anything to say about this division before we wrap it up?
Ooh, Marvin Mims is going to be a returner for the Broncos, guys. I know who Alex is going for.
I mean, brother, I already knew that. He's been their guy. He's been my guy. You don't need to just out that to everybody else. But but we're talking about a league that still has some openings. So if you guys are interested, please let us know. We do have a couple openings there. It'd be nice to have you guys in there so you could talk trash with us. It would definitely be a lot of fun, especially if you kick any of our asses and you come on the show next week. Man, just might need to hide our face a little bit, duck the smoke a little bit. Yeah. All
right, guys. Appreciate everyone coming in here and talking to us about the AFC West. That was fun. I appreciate all you guys coming in, talking about it too, giving your opinions of it. Hopefully we'll be right. One of us is going to be right, because you know what? It's definite. The Raiders are not winning the division. One of us is going to be right.
I was just going to say
everything but the Raiders.
What happens if the Raiders end up winning the division?
Then that means everyone fell ill.
Yep. Then it's like that 1 year mark where the NFC East was so trash, where the team who won 7 games. You're like, Bo Nix, Justin Herbert, and Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has all been out by week 4. Yeah. Rashee Rice went back to jail. Damn shame.
Well, wait. That could happen.
That part could happen. Yeah.
Good.
All right. Well, next week, so Wednesday, I think we're going to do the AFC South. And then next Sunday, we will do the AFC North. Okay, and then they'll finish it up on Wednesday. Okay. Yep. So that's how we're going to do. That's the plan right now. So, guys, if you like this, come and see us later. Like and subscribe. Join us. Hit your bell notification, because we'll be going live again. Appreciate everyone who came in here, but we'll see you guys a little bit later. Peace.
See you guys later.